Hi everybody, I've got an interesting one for you coming up today. We have a mastoid clearance and a perforation, followed by Taylor's soft wax.
Followed by a boring one.
No, don't be like that. So my name is Rhys, I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates.
And my name is Taylor Green and I'm the other audiologist here. But yeah, we don't see these very often, do we?
No, this was really, this was really interesting. I've showed Taylor and I've showed Katie this one. So this was basically a mastoid clearance on this side. Gent came through for a hearing test. Says, look, I really suffer on this one side. I've had a mastoid operation on it. I've got a perforated eardrum. So he said, I do get a lot of discharge from my ear. You know, he said, I'm looking for a hearing aid. I was like, well, like, yeah, we really can't do it on this side because there's just too much going on here. We just cause more problems. But what we've got, I said, well, look, let's do the clearance first, see how things are looking. So what you'll see is we've got lots of skin here to start with. All right. And the patient did say that I've got a bit of an infection at the minute in this side. And I was like, well, you know, are you sure it's an infection? He was going, I said, well, does it smell? Is there anything? No, there's no smell to it. And I said, well, it could just be discharge from the perforation, you know, like middle ear effusion kind of coming through the gap, find the path of least resistance. So if you're new to the channel, a mastoidectomy, or a mastoid removal in this case, is basically where you get infection in the bone that's just behind your ear, and that bone is like honeycomb. So if you get infection in that space, the infection can pass into those little air pockets, and once it's in there, it's really, really difficult to remove. So it's ridiculously painful. So a lot
can degrade all that bone in there as well. If it's really nasty.
You really don't want it. If you get repeated infections like that, you can get real sort of serious issues, stuff like meningitis and things like that.
Get a lot of swelling around the back, a lot of redness, and just
not nice. So they actually remove the bone. So the difficulty is you can't remove all the bone because you get some nerves that pass through that particular space. So you get like your facial nerve and a nerve that supplies just like taste and stuff like that. So they leave a little shelf in there, which you'll see on the left-hand side of the screen now. So we've got rid of those big chunky plugs. Look how wet it is in here. So this is that constant drip through the perforation. Now I'm looking at, so the eardrum is the kind of red white bit you can see to the right-hand side of the screen. That's the eardrum. So I'm looking at that going, yeah, I can see scar tissue, but I can't see any perforation. So I'm like, I said to the chap, I'm
laughing because I know what's coming.
So you're sure you get a perforated eardrum? And he was like, yeah, I've definitely got a perforation. I was like, oh, but perhaps it might have healed. He said, well, no, because every time I blow my nose, air comes out my ear, which does happen when you have a perforation. Okay, so that does happen. So I was like, okay, fine, we'll carry on. Let's see if we can find where this perforation is. So what we've got is this ear canal is constantly wet. With that constant discharge from the middle ear space through the eardrum, and it's settling in the actual ear canal itself. So I'm just peeling away all this dead skin. I'm thinking, right, I'll see this perforation in a minute. It could be hidden behind this little bit of dead skin. So let's peel this off first. And you can see it's thick old skin. Bit like the patient we had yesterday, that underlying layer that was in that keratin plug we saw yesterday. Not yesterday, day before yesterday. So you can see it's really starting up. There you go. So I'm peeling it off, going, okay, well, there's still no perforation there. It still looks okay. I'm really struggling with this to find out where this perforation is. I'll tell you the next bit in a minute. But I'm just trying to get this off. And this section here, this is actually just wet. So I don't really want to be pressing onto that kind of mastoid space, but look how wet it is underneath. Which is going to make this, you're not going to be able to do this. You can't irrigate this as well, guys, because you would cause an infection and a patient would, oh my goodness, they'd feel dizzy as hell. So we're just trying to peel some of the skin away, see how much of it's coming away and how much of it actually wants to come away, which isn't a tremendous amount.
It looks really easy to do, doesn't it? As in, it looks nice and soft. It looks like it should come away nicely, but they always like hang on, doesn't it? It's like Velcro, really stuck in it.
So I'm really looking for that perforation now, and I still can't see it. Okay, so I'm gonna look around and go, okay, where the hell is this perforation? So I got the patient to blow his nose while I was looking at his ears, and there you go. I found it. As you can see all the air bubbles coming out. He was like, yeah, no problem. So he blew his nose and he saw the air bubbles come out. I thought, right, it's this flap here.
There it is.
So watch this now as we lift this. Okay, so this perforation doesn't look like it's on the drum. It almost looks like it's next door to the eardrum. It's a really bizarre one, this one. And you can see just how wet that is. As soon as I start lifting that bit of skin, So that's the perforation under there. It's that red layer. You can see the perforation is just there. So what I'm doing here is getting rid of this old bit of dead skin. Look at that.
Oh.
So there's your perforation just to the left-hand side there. That little bit, you can see the very wet, deeper red colour. That's actually the perforation there.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of off-centre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, this was actually the other ear. So I can see there's a lot. I was thinking, oh, I'd love it if this came out as one piece. It depends how hard it is, because sometimes they'll be quite solid where you get that sheen to them. But it wasn't quite as solid as I was hoping it was going to be. It was quite soft.
Yeah.
So I was really, really kind of hoping we get all this out in one go. As you can see, it's really straight. But I thought it'd be quite an interesting one to put in, because it's, you had the mastoid cavity and you had the perforation in there as well. And, you know, to try and identify it, sometimes you do kind of need to think outside the box a little bit with stuff like this.
Yeah.
I, you know, I wasn't worried that he was saying it was going to open the perforation back up by doing it, because he says every time he blows his nose, that's what happens.
Yeah.
So I knew the perforation was still there and we weren't going to cause any damage by doing that. But yeah, real funny old one to do that one.
Yeah, again, it didn't even look like it was on the eardrum. It looked like it was
looked
almost
like it was off to the side, didn't it? Yeah, it did. It really, really did. So a nice long piece on that one. And there you go, looking nice and healthy there as well. So that's what we go for next. So another beastie, 2 1/4 inches again for that one.
Yeah, was that 6 centimeters?
6
I missed that. Then I was looking at the opposite end of the. I was looking on the wrong side of the ruler then.
So this is your.
This is my soft wax, isn't it? Yeah, just a load of soft wax really. Looks very similar to what you just removed, but yeah, we got the standard size Zollner tube here, which is the larger of our suction tubes that we tend to use for most of our procedures. You can see it's really kind of stuck to the ear canal. I'm trying to lift this slightly, but as I'm getting a grip, it's just kind of drawing into the suction tube. So there's a bit of skin kind of holding this in place, and that's what we're peeling away now.
Oh, that's a difficult one to do, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's just started to shear away now, and that darker patch underneath is the wax. So the lighter bit around the ear canal, that's the skin that's holding this in place. So I'm hoping now that I've taken most of that away, this should start moving a little bit more freely. You see there's a gap above it already. So I'm just trying to hold that grip now, a little bit of a wiggle. There we go, there it comes. It's just manoeuvring it down the ear canal now, getting it around these bends.
Yeah, it's getting this outer section now, isn't it? Because when it's soft like that, it'll start breaking away when it comes out.
Yeah.
Nice though, nice plug.
Nice.
Nice plug.
Nice and clear afterwards. Very, very similar. It's a similar case on the other side. Little gap there though. Patient was able to hear okay out to this side. Generally tend to when there's a little bit of a gap there. It's more so the feeling of this wax in there. Sometimes some patients get, can't speak properly today, some patients get a little bit of pressure, some people get tickling, itching, like they just want to get in there and just give it a good scratch. Don't do that, mind.
Don't transfer anything. Because the other thing, some people like get almost an intermittent nature to the ear, don't they? Yeah.
I'm just trying to, these are the horrible bits now, these little bits on the outer part. So this is the, I think I've got the fine end on here.
Yeah, it looks like
the fine end. Fine end is like an attachment that we can add to the standard size Zollner tube, which is a smaller diameter on the end, which is a lot better to take away these little thin, dry bits of like skin.
Yeah.
The standard size tube tends to clarinet quite a lot. Tends to make a lot of whistling noise. You can see how much it's actually holding on. I'm trying to draw it to the side slightly. There we are, to start tearing it away, because I don't want that to peel over the front of the eardrum. There we are. I don't actually know if I am able to get this last bit of. Because we're always cautious about that noise. Even with the smaller tube, it can still happen with the smaller tube. And it's very, very loud, and if there's a little bit that's just not coming away, making too much noise, we won't really bother taking those little tiny bits away. It's not worth the risk, to be honest, with the how loud it can be. But yeah, only 2 centimeters on this one. Nice.
3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, guys, if you do enjoy the videos, don't forget you can always like, heart, share, follow, and subscribe for us. And if you thoroughly enjoy the videos, you can also consider becoming members of the channel. You get to see more videos every single week, and that does massively help the channel as well. So thank you very much for that. But until next time, guys, as always, take care of yourselves.
Take care of your ears.
And take care of one another. And myself and the lovely Mr. Teddy Green. We'll see you again next week. Next video. Bye.
Bye.